China, you've heard the name 1,000 times. It brings to mind ancient emperors, incredible inventions, and a history that stretches back millennia. But here's something that might surprise you. China is what the Chinese people call their own country. So where did this famous name actually come from? How did the world start calling this vast civilization China? The answer takes us on a journey back through time to powerful dynasties, ancient trade routes, and the very first moments of globalization. This is the story of how a single word shaped the world's perception of a nation. Today, if you ask someone in China what they call their country, they'll say Zhōngguó. This word is made of two characters, Zhōng, which means center or middle, and Guó, which means state or kingdom. Together, Zhōngguó translates to the Middle Kingdom. For thousands of years, the ancient Chinese people saw their land as the center of the civilized world, surrounded by less developed regions. This concept of being the Middle Kingdom wasn't just a name. It was the foundation of their identity, influencing their politics, culture, and philosophy for centuries. But despite this powerful self-identity, the rest of the world never really picked up the name Zhōngguó. Instead, a completely different name began to spread. To understand how, we need to go back before the world even knew the word China. The land was a patchwork of states and kingdoms ruled by a series of ancient dynasties like the legendary Xia, the Shang, and the Zhou. These early civilizations were incredibly advanced. They developed some of the world's first writing systems, mastered complex bronze technology, and established deep philosophical traditions. But China as a single unified nation didn't exist yet. That all changed in the 3rd century BCE thanks to one of the most famous and formidable rulers in history. In the year 221 BCE, a man named Yin Zhen, the ruler of the state of Qin, accomplished something extraordinary. After years of brutal warfare, he conquered all his rival states and unified China for the very first time. He declared himself Qin Shi Huang, the first emperor of the Qin Dynasty. The name of his dynasty, Qin, is pronounced like Qin. The Qin Dynasty itself was incredibly short-lived, lasting only about 15 years, but its impact was monumental and permanent. Qin Shi Huang didn't just conquer lands. He created the blueprint for modern China. He standardized the writing system so everyone could communicate. He standardized currency and measurements, making trade easier across his vast empire. He commissioned early sections of what would become the Great Wall and established a centralized government that would be a model for the next 2,000 years. It was during this period of unification, or shortly after, that foreign travelers and traders from the West first made contact with this newly formed empire. And the name they heard over and over was the name of the ruling dynasty, Qin. This is where the magic of language and distance comes into play. When words travel across cultures, they rarely stay the same. The sound Qin was unfamiliar to many outsiders. As merchants and explorers carried stories of this powerful Eastern Empire back along the trade routes, the word began to transform. Qin became Qin, and eventually, Qin evolved into China. This happened gradually, as the name passed through different languages. For instance, ancient Sanskrit texts from India referred to the land as China. Later, Greek and Roman writers used similar variations. By the time the name reached Europe, it had solidified into the forms we recognize today. The key takeaway here is that the name China came from outsiders. It was a name given by the world, not by the people themselves. One of the main reasons this name spread so far and wide was the legendary Silk Road. This wasn't just a single road, but a vast network of trade routes that connected China with India, Persia, the Middle East, and eventually the Roman Empire. The most famous commodity, of course, was Chinese silk. It was so luxurious and sought after that it became a symbol of wealth and power across the ancient world. But traders carried more than just goods. They carried ideas, culture, and words. Buddhism traveled eastward from India into China. Chinese inventions like paper and gunpowder traveled westward, changing the world forever. And along with all of it, the name China traveled too. By the time of the Roman Empire, China was already known as a distant, almost mythical land of immense wealth and power. The Romans called it Syrica, the land of silk, but the name China and its variations were also gaining ground. After the fall of Rome, direct contact faded for a while, but the name lingered. Then, in the Middle Ages, European travelers like Marco Polo journeyed to the east and brought back incredible tales of a sophisticated and advanced civilization. While Marco Polo often used regional names like Cathay for northern China, European mapmakers increasingly began to label the entire region as China. By the 16th and 17th centuries, as European maritime trade expanded, the name became globally fixed. It was China in English, Chine in French, China in Italian, and China in Spanish and Portuguese. The name was now locked in on world maps and in the global consciousness. What is fascinating is that even as dynasties rose and fell within China, from the powerful Han to the golden age of the Tang, the artistic Song, the Mongol-led Yuan, the magnificent Ming, and the final imperial Qin Dynasty, the outside world consistently used one name: China. The 20th century brought immense upheaval to the country. It faced colonial pressure, internal revolutions, a devastating civil war, and a brutal invasion by Japan. Through all this turmoil, in 1949, the People's Republic of China was founded. Officially, the country's full name is 中华人民共和国. Yet internationally, to this day, the simple, powerful name remains China. This creates a fascinating dual identity that continues today. To the world, it is China. To its own people, it is Zhōngguó, the Middle Kingdom. A single, short-lived dynasty, the Qin left behind a legacy far greater than just laws and walls. It left behind a name that would cross continents, outlive empires, and be spoken by billions of people for over 2,000 years. The story of the word China is a powerful reminder of how names carry history, how language shapes our perception, and how ancient civilizations can influence the world in ways they never could have planned. From the ancient Middle Kingdom to the modern global superpower, the name China acts as a bridge connecting cultures, past and present. And that is how the world came to know China. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this story interesting, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more journeys into the fascinating stories behind our world. See you next time.